Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a layout using my Color Rush Studio kit for the month of June. And I did a little bit of work off camera, and I took some sprays. I have two Distress Oxide sprays, and then I have a shimmers, and I just went ahead and did some splatters on some white cardstock. And I'm going to use that for my background. I also took one of the pattern papers from the kit. It was this 2x2 4x4 elements page, and I cut the center out of that paper so I could use it for matting. And then I have the white and red flower pattern that is going to frame my layout. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build my layout, and then I'm going to go off camera and glue everything down. So you're going to see this first part I did leave in sort of showing you what I'm going to mat and the actual cutting down of the mats for all my photos. Usually I cut this part out, but I decided to leave it in since this video really was not that long. This whole layout came together really quickly because I really let the acrylics that are in this beautiful kit do all of the work. Those are pretty much what I use to embellish this entire page. So as you can see, I'm building out where my photos are going to go. I'm going to mat each of my photos on that kind of text pattern paper that I showed earlier, and then I'm going to mat them sort of as a grid on this blue and white check pattern paper from the kit. So I'm kind of laying out how I want to place my photos, and the word July, which like I said is from the acrylics, that's going to be part of my title. So I'm going to start here by measuring out and matting my photos. So I have 3 photos. They are printed on my selfie, and these normally would be 4 in the print, which is like a 2x3 size. I don't end up using the 4th photo, so I'm just going with the 3 so that then I can make a grid with using the word July. So works out really well for this one. And these photos are of my kids watching the fireworks on the 4th of July, hence the word July. And then if you see the thickers set, the word happy that's there on my desk, that's going to be the other part of the title, so it's going to be Happy July. So these photos are of my kids watching the fireworks. We did this for a couple of years. We rented out sort of a box at the baseball game, and so it had catered food, and we had like seats indoors and outdoors. And so we, with a group of friends of ours, rented out this box. We did this a couple of years, like I said. And so these are pictures of my kids. At the end of the night, they always did fireworks. And so that's how we celebrated the 4th for a few years. And so this is one of those trips, and my kids are watching the fireworks. So once I have my mats created, I did realize that the mat around the photo of my kids was smaller than I meant for it to be. I ended up cutting the paper wrong. So this is why backing it or cutting out the center of that other pattern paper worked out great, because I do go ahead and just take a chunk of this pattern paper and go ahead and mat a second mat around the photo of my kids, which actually works out good because it does then draw your attention a bit more to the photo of my children, which is obviously the more important photo for this page. So I'm just going to double mat that photo, and then off camera I'm going to go ahead and glue all of this down. I do add from the kit some of the frazzle. It was a navy blue and star frazzle. I add that to the right side of the grid, so right underneath the plaid check pattern paper. So you'll see that here when I come back. You'll see that my grid is in place, and that you can see it in the bottom right corner. That frazzle is there on the page, and my title is in place. So I'm going to go off camera, get all this glued down, and then it'll just be a matter of embellishing the page when I get back. So there you see everything is down, and I am going to go ahead and start my embellishing. I did pull out some of the other foam thicker elements from the kit. So I have 2 word phrases. Those are going to go on the top left and the bottom right. So I'm following the diagonal of the splatters that I put on the page. So I'm basically having the stars cascade from that top left to the bottom right. And I decided with the stars that I was going to fill the centers. You could have a whole bunch more stars by not putting the centers, but I liked putting a different color in the center of each of my stars, so I did go with that as my embellishment for this page. And the stars do all of the work because really they are beautiful and they take up a lot of visual space on the page, and so it works out perfectly that they follow that diagonal and do all the embellishing work for me. The paper stars that are the silver ones, I did take a stylus and sort of dent them so that the center, I can put a piece of foam to kind of give them a lift off the page as well. So I do that. You can't really tell on camera, but in real life you can see that they're lifted off the page. So once I have all those stars in place, I do have those enamel dots off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and add those off camera. So in the still photos here in just a sec, you will see the completed layout with those enamel dots that are just going to cascade down the page. And that is pretty much going to do it for this one. I'll have in the description box a link to Color Rush Studios. Go check them out. They have some great kits, lots of fun sort of custom embellishments, different things that are in normal page kits that add lots of extra texture and interest to your pages. So go check those kits out. And with that, here are the still photos, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.